Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the podcast. What's the odds with Steve Renazizi, joined by Brenton and Lucas. Lucas joining us from Kansas City, which is not the site I just realized I forgot that of the game tonight that they're playing in Brazil,
Yeah, it's hell out
which
here.
is they can't be happy in Kansas City that they have to watch their fucking beloved. I mean, I know it could be a road game, but
It is technically an
Yeah, they love
NFL.
it. Yeah, it's the
they
Chargers
do,
home game.
Yeah,
Chargers fans should be pissed.
I guess. But
all
even
seven of them.
I'm sure Kansas City people, there's some that would have traveled to LA and got to the game, but how many Kansas City people are going to fucking Brazil? How many? I mean, no Charger fan is that big of a Charger fan to buy a ticket to Brazil unless they had other intentions, also in Brazil. And I don't know if any Kansas City people did they even know where Brazil is. I mean, I don't want to, just generalize a whole group, but I've been to Kansas City multiple times, and I don't see them as a people that are comfortable going to Brazil. I just don't. With the what do they have what are the bad areas? They're called something, not the zealot.
Oh, and the slums or
Yeah, the
the
slums. Like, remember, people, during the Olympics, they thought people were going to get robbed there. I can't remember what it was, but
Mhm.
anyway, it's not. This is not. What are we doing this for? What are we doing this for? And the game is on YouTube, not even YouTube TV. YouTube, the app YouTube, the same place you might be watching this right now. The same fucking place you're going to watch an NFL game tonight.
Yeah, so we'll see if
Um,
this goes the way of a Netflix fight because hopefully
who
their
who's
servers
it?
are ready to handle because it's free for everybody. So you're probably going to get a little bit of a bump of people tuning in. So this could be the most buffered game you ever watch in your life.
Well, I gotta say, I wasn't there the other night. I was in the city. Didn't have a spot that night at the stand, and I show speed. I am speed. I don't know this guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Speed guy.
I saw the
Mhm.
club
He did
posted
a like
it.
a he yeah. They had him in, and he live streamed. It was 42 million people watching.
Yeah.
42 million. He was broadcasting to, which is insane. But there was no delays, no nothing. He was using his fucking phone in the basement of a comedy club in New York. So I really hope the NFL can figure out how the hell this, right? Am I
Hmm.
who's calling the game? Who are the announcers? Like who
Oh,
gets
let's
the
see.
job for
It's a
that?
good call. No
Who are the
idea.
YouTube guys?
It's Trent Green.
What?
No, wait, no, this is wait. No, time out, time out, time out. Let me go back. Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner.
Okay,
Oh,
the NFL guys.
okay. Eisen Warner.
That
Okay, the
sucks
They're
though.
NFL.
Think about it though. Who do they play? Who do each of the teams play week two, and are they home or on the road? Because that's I know from
I
LA,
think
that's like a 14 to 16-hour flight.
yes. I think
Brazil.
Kansas City's
Yeah,
home against Philly.
yeah, that's brutal. I mean,
And I don't know who the Chargers are
you
playing.
get the extra day off, but
Yeah,
that's
I mean, look,
a lot of flying.
you are not back on whatever time zone you're in till Wednesday of next week. Wednesday or Thursday at the earliest.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a similar time zone. I don't think that's a huge change. It's just the length of the flight is insane. And then is it a
Yeah, whatever. The
situation where,
traveling.
you see the report cards of the players that grade like the traveling accommodations and everything? Are they going to have like these 300-pound linemen sitting and coach for 15 hours? Or are they
No.
kidding everybody because if they take in the team planes, there's only a handful of seats that are like, the business class lay down. The rest are just kind of in coach.
I have no
Th-
idea what their flight accommodations are going to be like, but I'm
This is
sure none of them are happy about this trip at
No,
all.
but that's
No one.
why we look ahead to week two and for betting purposes. I mean, maybe two teams to attack one way or another.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to look ahead betting purposes, you might have to wait to find out if Jalen Carter might be suspended for next week.
Very true.
And that
wait,
might
here's
change. That might equal out your jet lag. I would rather take jet lag and no Jalen Carter than you know Jalen Carter and jet lag. So
Well, the
you might have
Chargers are
the, the
playing the Raiders, and you could probably get some pretty good odds on the Raiders.
sure.
this is a good gambling stat. This season in this NFL season, the Cincinnati Bengals will travel the least miles. They're only going to log 8,753 round trip miles. The next two lowest travel numbers are the Buffalo Bills at
Mhm.
10,400 and
That's
Baltimore
wild that
Ravens at 10,600.
the Bills are so isolated. They're like, they're almost like
Yeah,
if you told
but
me like the Seattle, was like getting the same short distance
we played the
flights.
West Coast teams last year.
Got it. Um, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm going to watch the game tonight. I'm glad I knew that it was on YouTube and not YouTube TV. And I suspect like, is it on normal time? I assume it's 8 o'clock.
It's
Mhm.
8 o'clock,
Yeah.
yeah, Eastern.
And what time is it there? 4 in the morning? I have no idea.
No, they're traveling down. They're not traveling one way or the
Yep.
other. So the time zone doesn't really change.
I mean, honestly, and be real. This is a real question.
Okay.
How long before we have a game in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or one of those
Oh,
places in the
within
Middle
Two
three
East?
years.
years. Yeah, for sure.
100%,
I
right?
mean, all of our friends and peers are
Yeah.
going for a massive comedy festival. So, of course, the NFL will be there within 3 years.
And I know some of them have reported the actual numbers of what they're getting paid.
Yeah.
And, they're paying a lot of money.
Hmm.
I don't know if you heard Tim Dillon's getting $375,000 to do an hour,
Yeah.
which is not bad. That's a lot. It's a couple years of wages for people. But if they're paying Tim Dillon 375, imagine what they're going to pay the NFL to get the NFL there. Now,
Yeah.
from what I remember, I think the NFL are tremendous fans of money. So I could easily see the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants playing in fucking Riyadh Stadium or wherever the hell it is in 3 or 4 years, opening up the fucking season there after hopefully Jackson Dart leads us to our first championship in a while. And, you know, it's a home game for us. And now I got to take the boys to fucking Riyadh, Abu Dhabi to go watch the game. And we can't bring porn and we can't drink. How are you going to drink at a fucking NFL game? You can't drink at an NFL game? Are you crazy?
Welcome back to high school football.
What two teams are they going to get that the fans don't want to have a drink at fucking during the game? This is
Yeah,
crazy.
is that a Googleable question? Who are the most sober fans in the NFL?
Well,
Because
whoever
I
does the
know it's
least
not
beer sales.
Buffalo.
I know it's not Green Bay. I know that. I was there. It cannot be Green Bay, but whoever has the least alcohol sales might give you
According
a slight
to Google,
indication.
it's the Chiefs, but I don't believe that.
I can't believe that I can't believe that the Chiefs fans remain sober the entire time. I mean, maybe I don't know. Do you think is Homegirl going down there tonight? Swift? Do you
No
think that
way.
she's going to Rio? Or where
Is
are they
she
playing?
is
Rio?
she she's on break from tour, right? I bet she could. She could do whatever
Oh,
she wants.
she probably had the same conversation that I've had 100 times in my life this past week. Like, I'm on tour. The last thing I want to do is on my week off go to a vacation or go somewhere with you guys. I want to sit home and sleep in my own bed. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, doesn't she
And
have
that's what she
cats?
probably wants to do. But now she's got to go to fucking Brazil. And he's flying with her. I'm going with my girlfriend, dude. I'm not getting on the fucking plane with all these guys. And we're flying together, her and I.
Imagine the
But
difference in the smell.
it's crazy how they just what are the return on, like, does anyone ever ask the Goodell, like, what is the return on investment for these fucking crazy games? London makes the most sense to me. Germany makes the second because I guess it's Europe, but it's still pretty fucking far. I mean, Germany's far. And so it's like, where does it end? Are we going to Australia? Are we going to China? Are we going to the Middle East?
Yes. Yes. They're
It,
trying to
Yeah,
expand the brands.
they've been doing draft picks from all the different continents.
I see that. That's fine. They can do that via Zoom, via the
Well,
internet. That
they're
doesn't
just lubing
require
you up,
everyone to go
Steve.
over
They're
there.
lubing you up so you're not shocked when they actually have games there.
It's not sustainable for you're fucking your product back here where it matters the most. Especially when you have these different time zone games where you got to wake up. You guys got to wake up at
Hmm
6 o'clock in the morning sometimes to watch games in London or whatever.
hmm
5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time they start there, but they're early as shit. So I don't know what I mean. I guess tonight's fine. It's in the same time zone, but I would not want to be. I would not be psyched. I think I said this a couple years ago when baseball fucked us up that they had the Dodgers and someone else starting at like 4 o'clock in the morning in Japan.
Yeah.
That was the opening day of baseball, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. How could you possibly think that this would be a good idea for fandom, the fans of the organizations and of baseball?" And I feel like the NFL is. I know it's like, oh well, we got to get 3 nights of football this week. Okay, great. And we're gonna watch. It's on, but is the quality going to be good? What is it going to look like for the rest of the season? I don't know. I'm like not excited about it. Last night was fun though. Last night was a great time.
Other
I
than
mean,
the rain delay.
yeah, I tapped out after the rain delay,
Mm.
and I'll tell you why. Because I knew it. I right before the game, I'm going through DraftKings, and I say to myself, "How do I make this game a little more fun for Steve-O?" And so I see these prop bets they got going on. I go, "Ooh, anytime touchdowns." They got Javonte Williams, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and CeeDee Lamb. I go, done. $10 pays 280, I think it was, right? First drive, Williams gets a touchdown. Bam. Second drive, Hurts gets a touchdown. Bam. Then they go back and forth, trade another. Then Saquon gets it. Before halftime, I go, locked and loaded, dude. CD's gonna fucking get a touchdown, no big deal. And then second half starts. I watched the first couple drives, and as soon as they went to that rain delay, I go, that's it. I'm fucked. Everyone's coming out. They're gonna run the ball. No one's gonna. And I knew it. And I went to bed, and I woke up, and I didn't even have to check. The most surprising thing was that the under came in
Mm-hmm.
because I mean they were there at halftime, I think, almost, or right before. They were 80, 90% of the way there. So that was a little surprising. And maybe it all came down to the fact that Jalen Carter spit in Dak Prescott's face, which was shocking. And I was like, this is fucking nuts that I'm like, oh, this is regular. Because again, in my survivor pool, I took the Eagles over the Cowboys. And I go, I'm going to get fucked right now. And I knew it. As soon as Dak started dealing, because he looked good. Dak, I have to say, he really did look good. I mean, he didn't get sacked once, which I think was the main part is that the best defender on the other team got kicked out before the game really began. But he put the ball. None of his passes were bad. I don't think he threw a bad pass the entire night. The
Yeah.
drops, Ferguson's drops, the 3 CD Lamb drops. I
The
mean,
one he laid out for the
diving
one,
one,
that's yeah. The other
hardest
two,
of them
yeah.
all. But because of no one would even be talking about it if he hadn't had 2
Yeah.
bad ones.
Yeah.
One that was like a slant right in his hands, he dropped it. Oh. Then the next one was like a 30-yard that he put in the numbers between 2 defenders, the exact spot you would place the ball.
And that was your touchdown.
And that was my touchdown. And then the rest of them, I was like, the last one, I was like, that's the hardest catch of all. But it would, it really coming off the other 2, it doesn't look good. So I mean, Dak looked amazing.
Dak looked good, but he's just he doesn't run anymore. So if the Eagles had Jalen Carter, maybe we'll see it the next game they play each other, and he doesn't have that time. Will he look as good?
Yeah. I'm glad I took Javonte Williams in our league because I think this guy's got a job, especially since what's his name fumbled. Miles Sanders fumbled later on.
And Jaden Blue being a healthy scratch was surprising.
They like this kid, and I like this kid, so I'm like, great. I sat him on my bench this week. We'll let him sit, and then we'll see what happens next week. Already, I got a shitty who fucking offered me the trade right after the draft.
Wasn't
Dart. Yeah, I know it's Jackson Dart and Scattaboo for Keon Williams and Javonte Williams, or Keon Coleman and Javonte Williams. And I was like, no.
You could be a big fan of your team. I don't think you need to load up on him.
Then today he came back with Dart and Scattaboo he took out Williams. He figured he's like, all right, well, we all figured it out. I figured it out first, but and he put somebody else in. I was like, no, dude, I'm going to get Scattaboo. I'm going to get them both, but I'm going to figure out a way to get them both without having to fucking give away half my team. So I feel confident in my team week one. It's like this is the hardest week to figure out football.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have your picks ready, but this
Yeah.
is like the week where you're like, we were a couple catches from CeeDee Lamb away from
A
talking
massive
about
upset.
a massive
I mean,
upset.
that line moved a lot after the trade of Micah Parsons.
Yeah. So if you took, Dallas and the points, you probably, you cleaned up. It, this is a hard one.
I
This
did,
is a hard one.
and I still don't fully understand it because I'm stupid, but just because sports betting is not legal where I am, but somehow Robinhood has figured out the loophole. I'm doing like
Robinhood, the
the
investing site.
yes, so they have a new thing. They partnered with some platform, and you can do future event contracts and predict things. So I predicted last night. I bought a bunch of contracts predicting that the Cowboys would lose. And you for every contract you buy, it is like a live pricing where you say yes or no. And let's say, like last night, the Eagles were 80 cents and the Cowboys were 20 cents. So if you said the Cowboys were going to win, then you'd spend 20 cents to get one contract. And then if the Cowboys had won, then you would have gotten the 80 cents on that and vice versa. Um,
Sure.
And it fluctuates like the market.
it
So like,
fluctates in the game too.
And
Like
real time,
I could
yeah.
cash out in real time or
So I'm sure at some point it was 50 cents and 50 cents back and forth for either team, right? When it was like, hello,
yeah,
I think
I'm
the
looking.
lowest it got was like the Eagles got down to like 65 cents when the Cowboys had a second touchdown and um but yeah, that's how I'll be gambling this season
I was
is
pissed at, oh, really?
figuring this out.
That sucks. I didn't really love DraftKings, the cash out. I thought they were going to offer me a little more. I bet $10. They were only offering me like $35. And that was when three guys had touchdowns ready. I was three-quarters of the way there. I was like, you got to get jacked it up to three digits, dude. Give me $100. I would have got out of your hair for $100. Don't give me 42, $38. I'm holding on to my 10. CeeDee Lamb's going to get a touchdown. What are we talking about here? But
Yeah.
they know more. They got my $10, those cunts. Um, yeah, I'm just happy football's fucking back, dude. I really am. It was
It
exciting to
was
watch.
fun. It was a fun other than the rain delay, it was a fun game. But yeah, like
Uh,
right now, I can get Kansas City for 62 cents, or I could take the Chargers for 39 cents. I kind of, I don't know. I was thinking about it before we jumped on. I kind of like the Chargers, but Andy Reid's only lost two games as the Chiefs head coach in week one. And
so
the time that he lost, the most recent one against the Lions, he barely lost, and Kelsey got hurt like 2 days before that game.
your Robin Hood thing, they don't do points or anything like that.
No
That's their
points.
version. It's
It's
just money
Yeah, I don't know if
line
you can
thing.
see this. It's
No,
basically, yeah, you can't. It's basically just money line, but you're paying for a contract. I guess that's their loophole to get out of this is, I mean, this is straight up gambling. So I don't know how this is
it
legal.
is. I'm sure someone's going to raid your place pretty soon. Speaking of that, I saw an ice raid at my golf club yesterday.
Jesus.
Whoa. Yep. Yep. Pretty wild, dude. Those guys just show up, fucking Suburbans, jump out. It's pretty nuts to watch. I was like, whoa. It was crazy. And then everyone just heads for the hills. Drop the rake and run, dude. It was fucking crazy. And I'm just warming up. I'm trying to lock in, dude. I'm playing a skins game in a half hour. I don't have time for this ice shit. So I was really focused on my game, but it was a pretty interesting thing to see people running around, you know, the fucking the golf course in uniform, chasing after people. Didn't win any money though. It was I blame it on the ice agents. I had a really bad round yesterday, so I don't know why. What did we say before that? Oh, I said they were going to come raid your house because you're doing illegal gambling. Why is this
Being
still illegal in California? Why?
Not only is it still illegal in California, but we're still dealing with our attorney general wanting to ban DraftKings. Like he wants to ban fantasy football. The daily
What?
fantasy, he says that's gambling. And uh, I think several people, including Newsom, have come out and said it's not gambling. It's a game of strategy, which it is. I mean, this is me picking the Chiefs or the Chargers. That's straight up gambling, but building a lineup that wins $1 million is not gambling. That takes a lot of skill. And yes, there is luck, Steve, but
Yeah, yeah.
you do the golf stuff. Would you say that you're gambling and guessing, or are you making very educated guesses? And you have a lot
Yeah,
of
no, I make,
information
yeah,
and you do a lot of
yeah.
research and you feel
I
very good
see who's
about it.
won there before. I look at the grass. I look at the
Yes.
weather
It's
conditions and all
it's
that stuff.
a game of strategy. It's not just straight, let me pick my numbers and see what comes up.
What I'm best at is picking a five golfers and having for sure one of them be DQ'd or disqualified because of an at back injury or a knee injury the night before. And then it's like I'm going into, that's the worst part about doing the DraftKings, the heads up ones where you pick like a lineup.
Yeah.
Is that one if one guy pulls out the night before, and that's when golfers pull out. They try to go all the way and they won't pull out till like midnight of the day of the fucking thing, and they don't let you put in an alternate or do it. So now I'm fighting five fucking people with four guys,
Hmm.
and it sucks every week. I'm like, I'm one of my guys gets fucking DQ'd or hurt or whatever, and that's the work. That's the part I'm like, you got to fix that, dude. Everyone should be allowed to pick one alternate, and if someone gets fucking hurt in your thing, you can plug that person in. So I mean, I don't know, but I'm like, it is a lot of research. It is a lot of stuff going into it. I
The
don't think
point is, you're not walking into
fantasy
a
stuff.
gas station and going, these are my numbers. Let me have a ticket.
By the way, I did that today because Powerball's, again. And what I did today differently than I did on Wednesday is I went in, filled out five things myself of picking my own numbers, right? And then I got $10 worth of, pick the numbers for me. Because I read that if you pick, like, if the computer, like, if you just let the computer pick the numbers for you, there's like the computer is so stupid it sometimes it just will reprint different numbers that it's printed before. So you have a better odds of splitting the fucking thing. I don't want to split it with anyone. You understand what I'm saying? I want
Yeah.
all 1.8 million billion dollars going this way. I don't want to have to fucking split with Lucas because his computer got lazy and printed out the same fucking numbers that it printed for me.
Well, question. Are you taking the
Go.
lump sum with the taxes taken out, or are you taking the payments for 30 years?
Excellent question. Up until yesterday, I was going to take the lump sum, but in that article that I read, it said that what you can do is because the lump sum you only get 700 million,
Only.
right?
Hmm.
And then you got to pay taxes on that. And then
I thought the
no,
700 was after taxes.
no, 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 my friend.
Wow.
You take the lump sum, then you got to pay taxes. So now you're taking home 300, 350 million. You know how that fucking works. You won $1 million
Hmm.
before.
Hmm.
They know what you won. There's no writing everything off. You can start to write shit off, but you ain't have $300 million to write off.
Yeah.
So they boom, that goes to them. Now, that's what I would have done. Been like, fuck it. That's now you take the payments over. Now you go, oh, Steve, because you get 50 million a year, right? Steve, what if you die? Good question, because they don't have to pay you anymore. You put it into a trust.
Trust. Hmm.
The trust gets paid every year, whether I'm alive or not. The trust is alive. The trust isn't going to die. So the trust, then everyone can go at it. Now, the only thing you could do is like, say you knew like a financial wizard that you go, all right, if you give me $350 million this year, I can turn it into, 1.5 billion in 3 or 4 years.
Hmm.
That's the only way you're losing money by taking the whole thing. But I put it into the trust. I collect my 50 million a year. I develop probably one of the worst drug problems you've ever seen in a human being in your life. And then when I die in 8 to 10 months, then the trust is paid off.
No,
Then the
no, no,
trust
no,
is
no. You see what Putin and China are talking about? They're gonna you have that kind of money, you're gonna get your new organs put in and you're gonna live to like 180.
whoa, whoa, whoa. These are fentanyl proof organs because I'm telling you, the
Just get
amount of
them all
drugs I'm going to do.
replaced. Just get yourself some brand new human trafficked like 20-year-old healthy organs in your
How
whole
long before
body.
we have refrigerators in our basement, not filled with like beer? or meat for the winter. It's just filled with like two kidneys, a heart, a right arm, like just spare parts. It's like a fucking toolbox.
Yeah, Dahmer's Kitchen.
And you just no, but these are like functioning ones. These are like not from dead people. Like
Oh,
you
you
could just
don't
be
think
like, this
that's
is
not already going on?
where?
Uh,
China?
I'm sure it's happening all over the place, Steve.
You think, I mean, I've seen them make ears on
If
rats.
Putin's publicly talking about organ harvesting to live longer, I'm sure it's already been happening in a lot of shady places, the black market for decades.
Also, though, how are you going to replace a brain? That's the one organ that the whole
Yeah, you need
organ
a brain.
trend.
You need a
Someone will
brain
figure it
to
out.
replace a brain.
Hey, I'm living proof you don't need a brain.
Uh, well,
Steve
you have to.
Stubbs.
I'm trying to think about how I can do this. I'll give you a piece. What if I gave you a small piece of no? Because all the brain has. It's not just like
It's
all the
not a
parts. Like
Rubik's,
one
it's not
part.
like a block, Lego block that you can take apart. You kind of need all of it.
Yeah, you need like because this part does one thing, and this part, what works my fucking cock, and this one works my earlobes. And have you
Now
seen
I
that
can't see
rat that grew?
color. Now I have no
Yeah,
emotion.
that's it. I'm just saying, like we're close. I think we. If you're saying what I'm like, if I could just get spare parts, I want my own. I'm just gonna make them
If you
here,
have that
keep them in
kind
my
of money,
house.
I'm telling you, you probably could get spare parts right now.
I want spare parts money, dude. That's how much money I want to win in this fucking Powerball. I didn't. I saw they got together the fucking Xi and Putin. I think they had a party in China or something like that.
Hmm.
They were celebrating a birthday, and they all like.
The end of World War II, yes.
Don't you see the three of them on a balcony and think like, when does like the rocket just get launched into that balcony? Like, right? Isn't that like the beginning of a like? That's where you would be like, they're all right there, just drone. Now, I think that definitely starts the end of the world, probably. I
Yeah.
would assume, but that'd be fun. I guess you don't want to do it right before football. Um,
Can the Bills win first, please?
Man, I really. By the way, I thought they handled the Hard Knocks thing very well. I told you that's how they were going to do it. They started with the nice dinner, set everybody up, and then cut the throats of that fucking poor kid that made that nice speech
Yeah.
and had everyone sign the football.
That was
And then
like
they move on.
that was like that episode of Band of Brothers where you're like, we got through D-Day and then all the guys just start like disappearing.
Yeah, it was great. I thought it was a great run, great season. Josh Allen came up. Those social media guys were stupid, and I don't know, like, are they just ripping off the wing guy? The wing thing seemed that
Yeah,
was dumb.
look, I like that they gave them some FaceTime because I think the Bills' social media is maybe the most entertaining in sports without the bias of loving the team. I think that they're great. The stuff that they put out is hilarious and brilliant. But that segment was unnecessary and stupid.
Yeah, it was long too. I was like,
But
oh my
glad that
God.
they got some FaceTime because I've always wondered who runs it, and they're tremendous.
Well, I never really, they didn't come off tremendous, so I was wondering if they were
No.
like, okay, dorks and just needed to be removed. Yeah, that was like the only thing I was like, but Josh Allen's like, you get it now. You totally get why not just, he's not Ben Roethlisberger where you're like, all right, just let him play, and I don't really want to talk to him. I don't really want
Hmm.
to know his personality. The kid is unbelievable, and you build a franchise around a person like that. I mean, he's more charismatic than the coach by a million miles.
Yeah.
McDonough's a little fucking bland. Uh, but yeah, overall it was a great season. So I was happy with the way it ended, and it just got me juiced for football. And I don't know what you guys expect on Sunday night. I hope that you win. I think that it's a more important game for Baltimore to win. Just in my estimate, because I think that Buffalo, they'll be at home, right? It's in Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
So, they got the home field advantage. They won the game in the playoffs last year, although it was a great game. They haven't proven anything beyond, but they've beaten the Ravens before. And I think it's important for Lamar to go, I can go beat this guy on the road in his place, you know, and do it and not be the reason. He's been the reason they've lost before. You know what I'm saying, Lamar?
Well, the two
Whether or
playoff
not they
games,
win or
yes.
lose,
Yeah,
yes.
because he had
So
the
I
big
think
interception, the COVID
he needs
playoffs, and
yes.
then the
He needs to
interception and the
remove
fumble.
himself from the conversation of why they did not win. Maybe that's a better way to put it. The pressure is more on Lamar than it is on the Ravens. But I do think the Ravens have more to play for and it's more important for them to win than it is. I think Buffalo
I
would
agree
recover
with
more from the
that.
loss.
And keep in mind, the Ravens absolutely spanked Buffalo in the regular season in prime time last year, and Buffalo bounced
Yeah,
back. So I wouldn't be shocked if it was a similar game flow to that, especially since Buffalo's secondary is pretty questionable and banged up on top of that. I think the Ravens offense could probably kind of just do what they want. I mean, we lost Dwayne Carter for the season already. The two guys that were brought in to kind of stop the run are suspended for 6 weeks. So I could see another kind of, I hope not, but I could see another, 2 to 3 touchdown game where the Ravens just kind of run the ball down our throat and Lamar does enough that he needs to, and we just can't really keep pace because that Ravens defense is legit as well. I'm excited to
yeah,
see Josh go up against arguably one of the best defenses on paper, and see what he can do. But at the same time, I don't know if we'll be able to stop them at all. Like they're going to have to force some turnovers, and Lamar's going to have to make some big mistakes. But fortunately, it's week one, so they can lose week one and still win the Super Bowl.
yeah. That's what I said. I think it's for the Bills. It's less of a panic mode than it would be if the Ravens lost, or if Lamar did not look or play like a two-time MVP.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
the Ravens look like a Super Bowl team on paper. We'll see what they
yeah,
look like when they start playing, but you know, I don't think the Chiefs are going to do it this year. I think it is going to be either the Bills or the Ravens, and I would lean slightly to the Ravens.
I would almost argue. I think that Derrick Henry has a better season than Saquon Barkley this year. I think.
I
I think.
I would agree with that because the Ravens aren't going to be trying to save Derrick Henry for anything. They didn't, they gave him an extension, but his contract's only like what, a year or two from now
Yeah.
that it's up. And Barkley, they gave a lot of money to, and they know they need Barkley in the playoffs. And I think the Ravens, they're not going to bench him. They're not going to go, okay, he's at 22 touches. Let's put in Keaton Mitchell and see what he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the Ravens' weakness right there is if Derrick Henry gets hurt and misses extended time, they're going to have to go and like sign a running back and who's available. And if Lamar gets hurt, I mean, he doesn't really have a good backup to come in for him. So I guess those are the two weak points of the Ravens is Henry and Lamar. They need to stay healthy. But I mean,
Um.
that defense is loaded. The offensive line's great. They've got good wide receivers. Even like I took him in Dynasty. Devontae Walker is going to get some run this year, and he's very good, and he's got size. And I think Mark Andrews bounces back, and Isaiah Likely is very good once he recovers from the surgery that he got. Like they're absolutely loaded, and they have a great coach.
Yeah. Who's won a Super Bowl before and
Hmm.
knows how to do it. Yeah. No. I think that's. I'm trying to decide if that's the game of the week or the Minnesota. And the line or the who's on Monday night? It's
The Bears and
Bears
Vikings.
and the Vikings. Yeah.
You're going to see
I,
more
I'm
points on Monday, I would bet.
yes. I would say
You're going to see more points
yeah.
for this reason, Steve. If we can't stop the run and Derrick Henry runs all over us, the Ravens are going to have like 5 or 6 of those 7+ minute drives, and it's just going to kill the clock, and there's not going to be a lot of flashy, quick back and forth. Whereas the Bears and the Vikings will probably have like big splash plays. Jefferson will break one, Roma Dunze will break one, and it'll be a lot more exciting and
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I get it. I think that could go, and I assume there's going to be no weather in Buffalo, right?
There shouldn't be.
At the-
Maybe a little wind, but there shouldn't be weather.
Why did they stop last night? Because of the lightning?
Yeah, lightning.
Is that what it is? Lightning. And how
Well,
long was the actual delay? I didn't stick through it.
um, it was probably about 40 to 45 minutes.
Oh God. What did they do during that?
Well,
Who-
the broadcast was funny. I don't, You tapped
Dude, it
out, right?
sucked in the beginning.
So
The
Trevion
black
Diggs went out of the locker room and went into, he tried to go into like one of those lower level suites because he's like, hey, I'm hungry. And they were like, okay, well, we can put a sandwich together for you. And then they were like reporting a sandwich cart going to the locker room. And then
what
people were
during the
joking
during the
like,
break?
yeah, and then people were joking like Schefter's going to start reporting on their sandwich orders because there's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was like, what are they gonna do for this fucking however long this is gonna be? That's when I was like, yeah, I'm done. I, that's crazy that they went to a fucking
Yeah, he just
sandwich
walked
break.
in with a bunch of Eagle fans and was just like, I want a sandwich.
Fuck, he's lucky to get murdered. The how many? There's no. We start a regular schedule next week, Thursday night games and everything. It's just Thursday night, Sundays back to normal schedule. We don't
Yeah,
have anything
Thursday,
next week,
Sunday,
Fridays or
Monday.
anything like that.
No
Okay,
Fridays next week. The next Friday, I think, is the Black Friday game.
easy with that. Yes, of course. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'm excited. There's a lot of good. Like this is the hardest week to pick because I really you don't know what you're getting involved in. You don't know
Yeah.
who's what, who looks legit, who doesn't look legit. You have ideas, but you don't really know. You don't know on paper.
And you also don't
You
know who's
know.
going to start slow. Look at the Bengals for the last 3 years.
Yes,
You could argue
they
the
always.
Bengals are one of the best teams in December every year, but then in September, they're dog shit.
I was looking at them, and they have the Browns, which you think you're like, all right, this is they should walk over the Browns. They should beat the Browns,
Myles Garrett's practicing, so he's going to be a full go.
but they're on the road, and it's like Miles Garrett's playing, and again, it's the Bengals where you're like, they're a 5.5 point favorite, but I'm not. That means nothing to me.
Yeah.
So are the Commanders over the Giants, and those are some of the widest spreads this week.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Cardinals over the Saints.
Sure,
Um,
that's 6.5. That's probably the.
I like the Falcons at home against the Bucks. I think the Falcons finally got the pass rushers that they need, and it's a much better defense. And
Yeah,
I
but I
think,
mean, think about it like this, though, right? Okay, so maybe they did, and maybe they will over the course over like in November. You'll realize, oh shit, the Falcons pass. But like week one, how do you know these kids could be staring up at the lights and not know what they're doing and not have a great
true,
game?
but to that point, you've got a brand new offensive system again for Baker Mayfield to learn. You
Sure.
have you have all of their starting receivers, other than the rookie they drafted, are all injured one way or the other. Godwin's not going to play. Mike Evans playing hurt, and it's a huge turnover. And I don't know. I just don't think Tampa. I don't think Tampa's going to be that good this year. I think the Falcons are going to be a little bit
Oh,
better
overall, the whole season,
overall the whole season.
dude, I'm very high on Baker Mayfield. I really am. I mean, how many times are we gonna write this fucking guy off and be
When
like,
he was in
well,
What did he do in Carolina?
I know, I'm telling you right now, he was a backup and he sucked in
But what
Carolina
if it
because
was
everybody
Liam?
sucks
What
in
if it was
Carolina.
Liam Cohen that made him great? Because wasn't Liam Cohen also in
I don't care
LA
if it was
when
Andy
Baker
Cohen,
came in? And
okay?
that
Andy
stuff
Cohen couldn't have
matters.
fixed that in Carolina, okay? What I'm saying is where he is now, he's comfortable.
But he
Same
has no one
coach,
to
maybe
throw
not.
to. He has no receivers. He has
They
the
got
same
Bucky
head
Irving.
coach, but he's got a whole new offensive scheme to learn. It's not going to be the same offense as last year.
I think they're going to be fine, and I think that they're going to win that division. Uh,
Eh,
I mean, maybe not run over everyone. It could be a 10-6 or 10-7
but they
season,
were
but
they were great last year and didn't run over everyone.
well,
They
I'm not saying
barely
they're a
won that
great team.
division.
They're in a bad division, dude, but they're still the best in the bad division, I think. Unless you said Penix comes out and he's fucking dealing, and the defense starts to, the defensive line can actually rush a passer. But I
Well,
don't
did
think
you
that's
watch
gonna.
quarterbacks?
Yeah.
So I honestly believe that Penix will come out slow and either he'll get hurt because he likes to run and he's a bit smaller and Cousins will come back in. I think Cousins is going to take the job back and Cousins is going to be as good as he was at the beginning of the season before he hurt his shoulder.
Hey man, if anyone's going to be prepared, ready to go, and keeping himself, it's going to be Kirk Cousins. You know that guy's
Absolutely.
not sitting around playing video games or doing that,
Yeah.
jerking off. Okay, this guy's reading the Bible, going over, being the best scout quarterback he could possibly be. He's getting $35 million just to sit on the bench. I think, right? He's making
Yeah.
tons of money.
Yeah. Which is
So
hilarious hearing what the practice squad guys and the Bills were signing up for a week and now Cousins is basically getting what 10,000
yeah,
times that to hold
it's
a
I
clipboard.
hope yes, and I'm sure he's paying for every single meal for all those guys and stuff.
Hmm.
But the point is like, yeah, I think he would be. I have no yeah, I have no issues with like, oh, what do they do if Penix gets? I think Kirk Cousins would come back in and probably do great. But I just don't know if they're, that's what I'm saying. Week one, you don't know, we don't know what they are yet. They could have the sickest pass rush in the whole fucking league. They could get 10 sacks.
Yeah.
They could sack Baker Mayfield 10 times, like, oh shit, the Falcons are real. But that's what makes this fucking
Well,
shit week
do you want to
hard.
go division by division and pick your division winner and then we can pick our game this week?
Sure. Give me a division. I'll tell you who's going to win it.
AFC East.
The Buffalo Bills are going to win the AFC East, but they're going to win it by this much, by a game probably over the New England Patriots. And I hate to say that, and I hate to say that, but the Patriots are going to be second place team, then the Jets, and then the Dolphins.
I agree the Dolphins are going to be much worse than they were last year. I
Yep.
don't know what the McDaniel, he's he's looking pretty rough.
Yeah.
That job
He's
is
having a
taking
rough time
a
out
lot
there.
out of him. Um, but yeah, I agree. The Bills will win the division. I don't think it'll be as close. I think the Patriots did make a lot of great moves and they vastly improved. And I think Drake May has a good second season, but they're probably still a season or two away. They need like one more great offseason or a big acquisition to really compete with
Yeah.
Buffalo.
They need someone better than Stephon Diggs to be their primary receiver.
I think he's going to have a good season. I think Diggs will be good. He's exactly what Drake may need, someone underneath that can get open and get separation that he can just dump the ball off to. But yeah, they do need a little bit more. I think Travion Henderson is exciting,
Yeah.
and the defense is solid, and they have a very good coach with a proven track record. But they're probably still they're a year or two away from really pushing Buffalo.
Give me another division. Go.
AFC North.
AFC North. It's not Indy.
Oh, do you
Not
need
the
me? That's
not the
Baltimore,
Jaguars.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Oh, what is that one? South?
Yeah, you're thinking of AFC South with
Oh, South.
yeah,
Oh, Baltimore,
yeah,
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, that one?
yeah.
Okay. Baltimore wins the division. Since he finishes second,
Hmm.
then it's going to be almost, yeah, since he finishes second, then I think the Browns, and then,
You think the Steelers are going to come in last place?
yeah.
Wow.
And I think this is the year that Tomlin gets fired. And I think this is the year that they don't get to 500. I do. I have a lot of Steelers fans, or friends that are fans, and it's tough, but I see it and then no one, dude. And Steeler Nation's usually and they're prepared. Like they're the team that like the opposite of the Bengals. They come in and shock teams the first couple of weeks where you're like, shit, the Steelers are gonna be fucking good again.
Yeah.
I think this is the year. And I hate to say it, I think it's the juju of fucking eight. I think he's going to middle and maybe get hurt, or maybe it's going to be not going to be great play. And what do they have behind him? So it only
Mason
gets worse from
Rudolph.
there. Exactly. So I don't see it. I think their defense will still be very very good, and but I see them like between it'll be a battle for last between them and the Browns. That's what I think. Give me another one. Go.
Well, let's go to the AFC South. Jacksonville,
Yep.
Indianapolis, Tennessee,
And Houston,
Houston.
right?
Yep.
Well, I think that the Texans are gonna. They're not taking a like. They're not going to be as good as they were the first year of Stroud. They're going to win the division, um, but they're not. I don't see them taking a step forward and like challenging in the
And what's going on
in
with
the
Joe
playoffs.
Mixon?
He's out.
But have you heard like anything?
No, I just saw the O. I saw that, and I saw that Amari Cooper retired yesterday. I was like, what
Yeah.
the when? How do you retire the day before the thing starts?
He came out of
Did he
retirement to retire a week and a half later.
just to get drafted in 18% of fantasy leagues? By the way,
Yeah, there was a massive influx of Amari Cooper getting picked up in best ball,
yeah,
which I'm all for because I was not one of the people that jumped on that and took him.
I know, but
But I mean,
still, it's like fuck.
that's a dead roster spot before you even get to play.
I wonder why. I mean, did he say why? He just feels old.
He probably saw the young guys in camp and who's the kid that they drafted? Thornton. And
Yeah,
he's got like blazing speed and he's got size and probably just took a look at all these other guys and said, "Yeah, I can't do
fuck it.
this anymore at this level and I don't really want to."
The AFC West is going to go like this. Ready? I'm going to go from bottom to top.
Okay.
Ready for this? At
Broncos.
the bottom.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders at the bottom
Okay.
with almost a 500 record. Next, you have the Chargers with a 500 record. Then you have the Chiefs at 11-6, and then winning the division at 12-4 is the Denver Broncos. Go. What do you think about that?
I would swap the Broncos with the Chargers. If someone's going to dethrone the Chiefs this year, I think it's going to be the Chargers.
Does it start tonight?
It starts tonight. I
Holy
told you
shit.
I'm not gonna bet on it because I don't want to put my
Oh,
money against Andy Reid, so it's not my pick. But I do have a feeling that the Chargers, to your point about the Ravens, it means more to them. This game means so much to them that they're going to come out really fired up and play kind of like the Cowboys played against the Eagles last night. But I think the bounces are going to go their way and they're going to steal one in Brazil.
Harbaugh's never lost in week one. 5-0. Just letting you know that too.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think he's ever played the defending Super Bowl representatives from the
Yeah.
conference
And I
in the
think
first
Andy
week,
Reid
but
is 9 or 10-2 in week one as a chief, as the Chiefs head coach.
I think both of these teams will be ready to go. You will
Yeah.
not see a lot of nonsense, spitting in people's faces and or penalties and or
Hmm.
roughing the passer. I don't think you see a lot of that shit tonight. Although apparently, I guess the NFL's come down heavy on like taunting and stuff like that. So we saw it a little bit last a couple. I think there was one or two taunting flags that I saw,
Yeah. So you think
and I
you think Jalen Carter will be suspended?
for
Not just
taunting.
for spitting.
Yes,
Okay. How many games? You think one
yeah,
game?
one,
Okay.
which really is a 2 game suspension if you think
Yeah.
about it, because he didn't even play a fucking snap,
Well, I haven't
and I think
seen
that's fine.
anything from Schefter.
I don't think it's going to come down yet. They're all in Brazil, dude.
Yeah,
Goodell's getting
that's
his
true.
cock sucked in the fucking in the sweatshops in Brazil right now. They have sweatshop. I don't really know much about Brazil, but yeah, they're not going to get to this till Monday or Tuesday,
Okay.
and that's their fucking problem. That's Jalen Carter's problem. But I do think he will get suspended 1 game. We'll see, and I think that's deserving.
Shit. Mekhi
What?
Becton's now on the injury report. He's questionable. He's sick. Probably drank the water down there. Thanks,
Yeah,
Goodell.
I mean, who doesn't get sick when they go fucking 15,000 hours away? Everyone gets sick.
And the
That's great.
Panthers lost Damari Mathis. He tore his ACL yesterday or 2 days ago, so he's done for the season. Not that the Panthers were going to be great anyway. And then the Patriots will not have Christian Gonzalez on Sunday. He's got a hamstring injury, and left tackle Will Campbell's questionable.
Oh,
So
what? The rookie?
we're getting all the East Coast injury reports right now for Sunday.
questionable makes me believe that he's playing. I think, but that's big because I mean that's what they got him for. I think Andrew Thomas might be out for the Giants, which sucks
Yeah,
for
that
week one,
sucks.
but it's the way it's going to be. But again, like the way you feel about the Chargers tonight is the way I feel about the Giants possibly
I don't
taking care
disagree,
of
and
Washington
I
on.
got famously dragged for my Jaden Daniels criticisms. Um,
I know last year you were very hard on him, but again, he was a person that looked great and continued it and looked great all the way through. There was really very few games where he did not look like a very, very good, dare I say, upper echelon quarterback. I mean, he was the best quarterback, numbers wise, under pressure, under the blitz. That's remarkable for a rookie quarterback.
and now we'll know this year. They upgraded his offensive line. They gave him Debo Samuel. We'll know this year for real if he can take that step and be a Allen Lamar,
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, or if he's going to be a CJ Stroud.
but or Trevor. There's a lot of guys that maybe take a lateral step year two, or even a baby
That's
step down.
Yeah, that's going to be a very fun one to see is can Lee and Cohen get something out of Trevor Lawrence? Because now there's no excuses. You have a guy who has a proven track record of making
Yeah,
mediocre quarterbacks look really great or elevating their game, and you've given him all this money. If he doesn't have a great season this year, then clearly he's not the guy, and there's no
you
more
could put in that
excuses.
argument too. Justin Herbert. I mean, he's
I
had some
disagree with
great playoff.
that. I
He's
disagree
had
with
some,
that.
why? He's had some great playoff games. He's played great in those games, and could have won both of those games, but he didn't. And so
But what do
it's
you
that
need to see from Justin Herbert?
consistency.
You're getting consistency. He's one of the most efficient passers in the NFL. The problem is now with Harbaugh, who is his first good coach, by the way. He's had terrible coaching his whole career, and he was a guy that had to change systems every year. With Harbaugh and Greg Roman, they want to run the ball. So last year they were the fifth lowest passing team in the NFL. So if you're asking to see gaudy numbers, you're just not going to see it. But when you talk about efficiency, he was one of the most efficient quarterbacks. He just doesn't throw the ball. He throws the ball 18 times a game.
I want to see more. You got to have someone that that
He's played injured. He to me is he could be a top echelon quarterback where everyone would view him as like one of those 4 or 5 top guys if he was on a team that actually ran an offense that used him more. I think he's great.
we'll see what he does tonight. This
Trevor
could be
Lawrence
exciting.
absolutely is on the bubble of one of the biggest busts of all time, and he got the huge contract on top of that because his numbers are a clone of Daniel Jones.
Yes, Daniel Jones, man. What if this guy comes back and has a fucking season?
I think he's going
Huh?
to have a very solid season. I like Daniel Jones.
God, if he starts making good decisions, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, just
Um,
imagine the Giants quarterback room falls apart and Daniel Jones is a Pro Bowler.
no, no, no.
The
We're going to
year
be
after
great, dude.
Saquon Barkley becomes the greatest running back, the second greatest running back in the history of the NFL.
You shut your goddamn mouth. Um, let's get to picks
Okay.
because, like I said, I did not. I had a hard time.
I mean,
It's going to be a.
this is the first, this is like the one week where you really are truly kind of gambling and
Yep.
guessing. But look, if you want the easy pick for me, it's the Cardinals over the Saints. You could take them on the money line. You could take them -6.5. The Cardinals are going to win that game. If you want to get more interesting, then I would take the Falcons at home over the Buccaneers.
You want the Falcons at home over the Buccaneers on the
Yeah.
money line or with a getting a point and a half.
Um,
Point and a half really makes. I don't. I mean,
if Baker yeah, give me the 1.5 because if Baker somehow pulls something out of his ass in the last second and they kick like a long field goal and win by, a point, give me the 1.5. You're gonna give me the 1.5.
got it. Got it. Um, Lucas, do you have a game that you've been eyeing,
Give me the
interested
Jets.
in?
They'll cover.
Ooh, I like that too. I was looking at that too. That was my secondary. Although you want 3.5, get the 3.5 or three. Sorry, they're getting 3 points at home.
Is it three now? Yeah, give me the three.
I've lost so much money betting on the It's- I think they're going to be good. I would disagree with you, Steve, and say that I think they're the team that finishes second, but they're still, 3 or 4 or 5 games behind Buffalo. I don't think the Patriots are there yet, but yeah, they're going to start very
I
slow
think
because
the
I think
Jets are
they
going to.
they play Buffalo week 2, so they're going to lose. They're going to lose probably 4 out of the first 5 games, but then their schedule gets easier and they're going to figure it out because they've got a really good defense. They have
They can run the
competent
ball, dude.
coaches. Yeah,
They have
Brees Hall is going to
a
be a
very good,
beast.
and so's the Allen kid. They're going to. I think
Hmm.
I'm. Here's a hot take. I think each one of them can run for 1,000 yards,
Yeah, and I like
and I
Justin
think
Fields.
and, because I think his RPO stuff, his ability to get out of the pocket, it's going to open up some lanes, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball. Dare I say they could even run the ball down Pittsburgh's throat, and maybe even week 2 against fucking Buffalo.
I don't know if they'll run it down their throat against Pittsburgh,
We'll
but Buffalo
see.
they certainly could.
I don't. Well, you guys have taken the one game for sure that I was going to take the Jets, and now this is forcing me to do something I don't want to do, and now I'm frantically looking for a way out of it. I have two choices here.
Well, take your
The
take
way
your
I see,
AFC West,
I
take your
was going to
AFC
take
West
them,
champion.
and I was going to give 8.5 points
Rookie quarterback. First overall pick, a lot of pressure on the road.
against the defense. Yep, give 8.5
Ferocious
points,
defense.
or
Or
or I take my beloved New York Giants, getting 5.5 on the road. I'll take it with the points. They may not win, but they're going to be close. You
I'm
guys
seeing
would.
6 on Bet MGM right now.
I got 5.5 on my thing.
I love it.
Which one do you love the more?
I obviously love
The
the
most, I mean.
Broncos the most because I could see you being right and the Giants either making it very squeaky close or pulling an upset, or I could see it very quickly unraveling and oh yeah, these Giants still suck and the Commanders win by 32 points.
Oh my God, I would. All right,
We're
but
gonna know pretty quick in that game how it's gonna go.
8.5, you think is a safer? Giving the 8.5 in Denver on the road against the rookie quarterback is the
No,
safer
they're at
play.
home. They're at home. They're at home
I
getting
mean,
eight and a half.
yes, with the rookie quarterback being on the road, I meant to say.
Yeah,
All right,
Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee's going to be better, but the Broncos. I mean, Sean Payton's got them looking pretty solid. They're going to take a step up.
all right. Let's see. So with the let's see the bet slip. Where's the bet slip? God damn it! Singles a three-leg parlay. $50 would get us 351 and 4 cents. So that would be the Broncos minus 8.5, the Falcons at home plus 1.5, and the Jets at home plus three. $50 would get us 351.04. Bam. Place bet. Done.
Not a bad first week.
That would be nice. And we're taking two home dogs,
Hmm.
which I like. So I enjoy that. All right,
God, now
perfect.
I got to be
Well,
a Falcons fan.
boom, 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 done.
But if anyone wants that free money bet, the Saints are gonna lose. I would say it'd be safe to just place a bet against the Saints every week this year, and you're probably gonna win 14 to 16 of those weeks.
I'll have more information, obviously, to make my decision next week. But do you know who the Saints play next week?
I can tell you their whole schedule right now because it's yeah, I mean they play the 49ers next week, then they play the
Perfect.
Seahawks, then they play the Bills in Buffalo, then they play the
Okay.
Giants at home October 5th, the
Oh,
Patriots, the Bears, the Bucks again, the Rams in LA, the Panthers, the Falcons again, the Dolphins, the Bucks, the Panthers, the Jets, the Titans, and they finish with the Falcons.
I mean, it's a long season. We'll see what's going on at the end there. But
They're
yeah,
bad, dude. They are
yes, it's
bad.
going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Oh, by the way, did you see Pagula lost yesterday in the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
She's the Bills' daughter, right? The
Yeah.
Bills
Hmm.
owner's daughter. Damn. It's been fun out there. Well, a lot of people have been going to those U.S. Open matches, and they've had a good time. And I am going to the Ryder Cup in golf in 2 weeks. It's at Bethpage Black down the block here. It's supposed to be the biggest event golf wise in the history of mankind. So looking forward to that.
Is that
It's going to be
real?
huge. They built like a city's worth of infrastructure on this golf course. It's crazy the amount of like space and areas and watch and how many fans they expect to come. So it's going to be humongous. I can't wait. It's going to be wild. What else? And the Yankees are playing well. They're in a stretch right now of tough games. They had
Well, yeah, this is
three.
the big one. This is going to determine the division probably. If they get
They
swept, they're done.
yes,
If they could take two of
yes.
three, they definitely are right there and have a shot. And if they could sweep somehow, then they're actually tied for
They'll
first,
be
right?
tied for first. Yes. So you can either gain a game, gain 3 games, or be fucking really behind the 8 ball. So this is
Hmm.
going to be a big, and they've been playing pretty well. The stretch
Yeah.
of ball's been pretty good. So hopefully they keep it up. Um, what are you guys doing for watching the football games on Sunday? Just at the house or doing anything?
I mean, I got a baby,
Yeah,
so I don't think Cassie will let me take the baby to a bar.
fucking stupid laws. Um,
That's
do you
why we
sit
got to
and
have games in foreign countries where they welcome babies at bars.
they or just Green Bay? Do you will you sit her and watch with her? Are you going to try to turn her into a fan of the Bills? Are you going to try to like program her mind?
I mean, I did with my wife. She never watched football. Now she is like a huge Bills fan, and I think Hard Knocks really endeared her to the team even more. And yeah, she's absolutely going to be a fan.
So it'll absolutely work with the baby. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, that's it for us, I think, guys. Do you guys have anything else you want to add to this thing? I think we got some good information out there for the people. We're going to make them some money this week.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a very good season. Started off last night with I mean, I won my contracts. I sold my contracts. I don't understand it, but I'll figure it out. I'll get better
Did you
at
get
it.
money?
Yeah. Yeah, I got money.
And
So
so into your account, like
it's
you're just
just in
into
my
your
account. Yes. And but I don't know if I because it's so confusing because it was like Dallas, yes, no, Philadelphia, yes, no, and different prices. And I just said Dallas, no. And I won money, but I don't know if I say Philly, yes, is that better than Dallas? No, you know what I mean? And then when
yeah.
do I
I don't.
sell it? Because then it was like I sold it after the game had ended, but do I wait? Is there a period of time that I wait where then it's because I
Yeah,
think
like what's the cash out? Like it says, like on things it says cash out.
but I
Your
did
bet.
there's no cash out. It's you sell them and it was for 99 cents a share instead of $1, but I know Robinhood takes their cut for facilitating. So I don't know if I had waited until the next day, if then it would have been a full dollar
This
or
sounds way
what.
better than
It's
gambling.
yeah, it sucks.
This this
But
is
this is
the
what I have
dumbest
to
thing I've ever
resort
heard in my
to.
life. Good luck with that, dude. That sounds fucking hellacious. Guys, we're gonna make you money this week. Listen to what we said. We gave very valid points, and I believe that we're correct in all of them. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, subscribing, rating, and telling people about it. And we're gonna try to make you some money all year long. And we will see you guys next week with hopefully a lot of winnings. Later.
Go Bills.
Bills.